Hi, Kathy Vick, Deeply Awake. So, they did that channeling thing, and that was really helpful. And I just want to say a couple of things before I take off today. I've been giving it some thought, like, all right, what happens next? Well, it's become abundantly clear to me that my guidance is it's kind of urgent, not urgent, it's insistent, and it's physical. And so what I really feel good about is that, sure, I might decide to pop in here once a day and go, hey, guess what? And if I do that, that's fine. I wonder sometimes, is this appropriate? And then I remember how valid it is and how many people are just beginning to seek. And how wonderful it was when I could sit down and listen to somebody who, I don't know, just kind of knew a thing or two. What the heck is wrong with that? So, I might. I don't know. But, and certainly they like to channel. If I had time, I'd be doing another channeling because they're so loud right now. But, here's the thing. I saw my sweet friend, mystic, shaman, seer, guide, Norma, yesterday, and she really set me right. And so I'm at the dryer. So I gotta tell you, chores, they're a ton of fun. What happened today was a much different experience than has ever happened to me. Instead of all of the, like with every piece of paper I pick up, it was, I'm such a pig. God damn it, I can't even stand myself. La, la, la. No wonder. That's what it was today. So it was like doing housekeeping with, I don't know, singing birds and crap, because I would pick up a piece of paper. Oh, look at me, I'm doing this now. And doesn't it feel good? And oh, yes, this will all go. And la, la, la. And I realized, wait a minute, I got in the elevator to go down and do some laundry. I thought, hold the phone. This is fun. And they said, yes, it is. It doesn't have to be. What was the problem? It was your attitude. You just weren't listening. Ooh. So, anyway, that's kind of neat. And then I'm at the dryer, and they're having a little talk with me. And luckily, no one's walking by, because I kind of go, pss, 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 pss. I know what it looks like, guys. the only saving grace is I know that I can turn on a video camera and blow people's minds. So there you go. That's the only thing that's different. And whatever. Just whatever. I don't want to compare. So I'm going, and what I'm understanding is that, it's really not about, it has been this urgent, it's like, you keep hearing us, we keep telling you what to do, and yet you sit there because you're so afraid. You are afraid that what has happened before is going to happen again. La 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 la. And then they just explain it, just boom. It was seeing Norma and her message, well, she channels, and she doesn't have the difference. So it's really hard to know when it's her and when it's not, but she's on as soon as I sat down, and she was so generous with her time with me. I was in such distress. It was just wonderful. But it was a little bit weird, because what she was saying is what I've been learning the last 12 weeks and saying out loud. And I was at the dryers and thinking, okay, well, you know what? Because this is really what they told me. Sure, it's great. You can do all of this on your own. And you're going to have a little video mirror, and you can look back at it, and you can be reminded. But there's nothing like hearing another human being say it. And this is what we do for one another. And she has commensurate energy, and she can do it, and she's willing to, and she wants to. It's okay to want support, and it's okay to have received it. And yeah, it was them, and it was Norma's group together. there's another channeling experience where he was a full-on channel, in a really kind of with a different voice and everything. And I built up the energy very purposefully and presented myself, and it was the teachers. So that experience kind of it's just part of me. And then sitting down and listening to Norma and hearing exactly what it was that I have been told, and that was not a fly or anything, that was an anomaly, again and again and again, and the message was, it really sticks and just feels so good, and it's such a relief, it makes you feel so good all the time, is to just really know that God is right here. I feel so much better. It was really, really helpful to hear someone else say that. And I know I have Cryon saying it, and Seth is saying it, and all these people are saying it, but I was in her living room, and she's someone I've known for a super long time. And it's not a message that they've ever said to me before, but I was certainly ready for it. So, I don't know, there is a great fear that I feel, and I felt it before, and I know part of it is the collective. I just have to look at Facebook for just a teeny tiny bit, and there's such, it's physical when I look at that stuff. It's not good, and it sucks me down. It sucks me so far down. And, I've spent a lot of time there, just a lot of time. And I don't want to spend any more time there. Why is there just that sickening sort of feeling that I'm not okay, or that I don't like what's happening, and I feel unsafe, and I feel unheard, and I feel like I could be victimized, and I am being victimized, and all that stuff. It's just that police video stuff is just so disturbing to me. And the political theater, I'm not as worried about that. I see that more as a nice, loping, beautiful unfoldment of consciousness of the collective, and it's going to be what it's going to be, and we can all just individually hold our truth, and what is going to be is sort of what needs to be. So I don't really have a problem with that. It's the brutality. There's something about it that just is really, it's so gripping, and it's such a loud and violent victimization. I think that's what's really getting me, is that victimization is something that I really don't think I want to see a whole lot on my feed. And it doesn't mean that I am not standing with the people who've been victimized and are being victimized. Believe me, I was victimized by the police too. It was humiliating and horrible. But, I'm an older white lady, so they had their guns pulled, but they didn't do anything beyond name-calling me and tossing my car without cause, and just being asshats, basically. Whatever, I don't want to talk about it. That's it, And so sometimes when this happens, there have been other times when I've really not even wanted to leave my house. I don't want to be in my car. I don't want to be exposed. And I just don't feel like it's very safe. Now, is that the collective? Or is that something inside of me quivering, and then I'm magically projecting this shit onto Facebook? No, I think this is a shared reality, okay? At least in my little hive mind. I don't watch the network news, and I certainly don't read newspapers anymore. So, yeah, that's about it. And I want to see it raw, and then I want to use my critical thinking, but I'm not anything that smacks of certain stances, and it's off my feed. Won't do it. So, yeah, I may post some things that are kind of naughty and maybe even flippant, and may paint me as, what would you say, sort of, I don't know, a loudmouth or whatever. Fine. Good. Because that's the other thing that I've really realized. It's like the one thing, it's like the biggest gift of all, to be honest with you. I told Melissa, I was up at her house, and it was really bad at the time, and I said, is it everybody who behaves this way? They look at every single conversation after they've had it, and they parse it to make sure that they haven't been too much of a, poop head. And if things don't feel right, then they have to go back and, make good. And it's just like constant double checking. I don't have that. Certainly it had to be something to do with doubting how I presented things. And I think that it had to do with making sure nobody got mad. I'm kind of over that one too. That's how I feel. I tell people that who are worried about making me mad, or I'll make them mad. It's like, here's the story with me. I get to be mad whenever I want to get mad. And when I feel mad, I might tell you about it. And I might misbehave, because sometimes when I'm mad, I act dumb. But if something that you say trips something in me, then I'm certainly not going to be keeping it to myself, but not to attack you, just to tell you, hey, I don't agree with that, and here's why. And if, you don't have to like it. So guess what? You get to be mad too. Whee! I can make you mad. It's fine. I probably will, and probably more than once. Good. So that's the agreement my sister and I have. So what? So what if I get mad? My skin's not going to fall off. It's fine. And fine, you can get mad. You can be just sitting there all PO'd. That's fine. Let's just at least admit that, and then we'll move on. So it's a really good thing. And so I think that's part of it. Just being really okay with what Melissa's always saying, it's just like she'll just say boom to anybody who, and so will my friend Sunny, just whatever they're moved to say. Not whatever pops into their brain, but if they're moved to say it, then it's like it's automatically stamped approved. And I didn't have that. And I have it. It's my gift. And it's a big one. There's a sense of being okay with myself now, and it means that it's really okay to not agree with people. There's some things that are disagreeable. I'm certainly not going to keep my peace, and I'm at a place now where I feel really more safe, because I said no, and I will continue to decide for myself what feels good and what feels bad in relationship, in a partnership, in business, moment to moment to moment. And that's got to do with knowing that God's in here, I think. And I will tell you, it doesn't mean that I just automatically, magically turn into a big a-hole. It's just not how it happens. And I've always said, you just spend about 5 minutes with me, and you'll see I have a heart of gold, and I wouldn't hurt a fly. And certainly we can get angry at each other, sure. And we may decide that we are just, at loggerheads. Right on. Bye. That's going to be all right with me. Yeah, that used to just be not okay with me. So, bye. And that means that I get to say goodbye too. And it's just really neat. It feels good. So yeah, it is a completion. It's a completion of a lot of things. But it's also just declaring things finished. And I want to end with this really cool metaphor that they gave me and Melissa on Monday. They said it's a lot like, just imagine that, you've been in your overalls and you've been packing this house, and it's a big house, and you've been going through all of your objects, and I could see, I got something in my hand, and as I'm looking at it, I'm remembering and feeling it. I'm remembering where I got it and how I got it and the persons who were involved and how I felt and what happened and all that stuff that happens when you look at something that's sentimental. Oh, that's why I really don't like going into antique shops. It's like, whoa, a wall of, oh my God, not bad, just a wall of it. So anyway, they say, okay, well, imagine you've been going through every single object that you own, and you've been putting it in boxes or getting rid of it. That's pretty much been the point. But here's the deal. You're sitting on the curb now. Look, the house, the front door is open, and it's empty. It's empty. Whew. And somehow that happened. I mean, last time you remember, you just had this object in your hand, and now it's done. And you stepped out of your overalls and you're looking pretty good sitting on that curb. And they said I was smoking, and they said Melissa was looking at the sun. Whatever. I'm gonna stop smoking, I think, pretty soon. So I was looking at the sun. And they said, here's the deal. All those boxes that you boxed up, well, they're on a truck. They're en route. They're already gone. We're going to be setting up things for you. No worries. So there's definitely a destination, and you're going to it right now. You're on the curb because there's someone who's going to be picking you up. Who knows where all the boxes are going? And that driver's got a big smile on his face, or her face, whoever, its face. Giggly kind of smile, like, oh my God. Just wait, you see, just wait. So I'm not really, I'm someone who gets my hopes up. I do. I admit it. And I love that about myself. And, but I reserve, anything but just idle emotion. I don't, I never know what's going to happen. So it's nice that I feel like it's possible that good things are going to happen, because I never know exactly what's going to happen. I do have some feeling. I really have a very clear idea of where I'm supposed to go get deployed, and it's not doesn't entirely make a lot of sense, but it's like there's relief all through my body now that I just said, okay, all right, I'll drop off Sam in the morning and then go do it. So we'll see. And there's other stuff, but my body just recoils when I think about doing nursing. Oh my God. Ugh. So I'm trying to, I don't know, ride the dragon, I guess. I just don't want to. But I think I may have found a different way to help people. And then I will slowly build up this beautiful, glittering career of mine. My mission, or my love, really. My first love. That's when in the Bible there's that one thing of the first church. You guys are pretty cool, but I have a truck with you. I've got one thing I got to tell you about. Jesus or whoever says to whoever, you've abandoned your first love. You just, if you don't get right with that, things aren't going to go well. That's the first church, I don't know, Smyrna or whatever. Anyway, since I decided I wouldn't write for a while because my boyfriend didn't like me to, that was Josh, I almost married him, and that was in, I don't know, in the 90s sometime, 95 maybe, 96. He didn't like that I wrote, he didn't like that I meditated. So I got rid of my meditation chair and I put my writing away. Oh. And then, once in a while I would haul out the Bible. And really, there have been other times in my life too when I abandoned writing. and somehow that Bible passage would pop up. You know, you're really cool, except you're not doing this one thing that's, if you don't do it, it's just, that's not cool. So you might want to rethink that. That's what I always thought that was all about. So I will always keep creating and expressing, because to me that's life, and silence is death. Shutting it down for me is just not a good thing. And but I have other things I'm going to do, and this will fit in as it fits in, and if it's helpful, right on. And if it's not, well then move on. There's a whole bunch of other stuff to look at YouTube. But if you've spent 20 minutes and 40 seconds with me, thank you. I really do appreciate it. I do very much appreciate all of the kindness that I've received as a result of this project. It's meant the world to me, more than you ever know. Thank you.